You've tuned in to the Top 10 Garden Show with garden expert Ken Lain. Join the conversation daily as he answers timely garden questions. Email Ken a question directly from your phone to his desktop through the web at watersgardencenter.com. That's Waters with 2 T's, gardencenter.com. Or visit face-to-face throughout the week where he can be found at Waters Garden Center in Prescott. Now welcome your host, Ken Lain.
So the yards are coming alive. It is spring in the mountains of Arizona, and what's in bloom now. And so this is a great time to walk your neighborhood and see what that forsythia looks like, to walk and see what purple leaf plums, that pink blooming tree, before it gets a single leaf, it's covered in pink flowers. The older varieties or certain original varieties have white flowers or kind of an apple blossom color, but those are all prunus, that prunus family or plum varieties of plant. Not so much edibles. The edible plums, those are not in bloom yet. They'll bloom in here in 2-3 weeks. Kind of first part of April, they'll start to bloom. But the ornamental fruit trees, the ornamental plums, they bloom early. That's also a reason they don't produce fruit, because their blooms are out there. They're exposed to more frost, and generally nature takes all the fruit away. So you got a beautiful tree, the perfect shape, great color in the fall, in the spring, in the summer. It's perfect if you don't want the fruit. If you want the fruit, yeah, plant a elephant heart or Santa Rosa or Japanese beauty. These are all plants that can be planted now, but they bloom just a little bit later. They're related to the ornamental plums, but they bloom just a little bit later, and they actually produce a big, juicy, plump plum. Oh, my mouth just watered thinking about them. As a kid, I used to go out to my grandparents. Every summer, I went to my grandparents' farm in Georgia, Noonan, Georgia. If you know where that is, that's just west of Atlanta. And so my grandfather was pig, chicken, industrial size, like silos of feed kind of farmer. That's where I spent all summer. So we take the train down, or we drive down from Virginia south to the grandparents. That's where I grew up. But my grandmother would allow me to take the salt shaker with me wherever I wanted to go. And I'd take them out to the gardens, pick fresh peanuts, pick fresh cucumbers with a little salt on it. Oh my gosh. Beans and green plums, of all things. It seems kind of odd, but you take a plum that's just before it's ripening, add just a touch of salt, and oh my gosh, it melts in your mouth. My water's, it just tastes so good. Memories, things we grow up with. And so where was I going? What's in bloom? Gotcha. Forsythia, a shrub about head height, bright solar yellow. It's intense yellow. Again, before the leaves come on, it's got this flower for about a month, and then it starts to leaf out, and then you just have this beautiful shrub. It's nice and green. Then the fall color is gold again, like aspen gold. What else? Oh, out in Prescott Valley, you all have more going on. So you're about 5 days ahead of Prescott. I'm kind of jealous. And so you all have and you've lined your streets with trees. The city of Prescott Valley just does such a good job with their trees. And so lots of redbuds, purple leaf plums, forsythia, lilacs will be right after that. So there's all things going on out there. And so blooming trees, if they're blooming right now, they're almost guaranteed ornamental trees, not fruiting trees. These are just to be pretty without producing a fruit. And so that's kind of what you're seeing. And now's the time to plant all of those things. And so you're seeing the best selection at the garden center, and you can actually see what they look like out in the yard. A mature specimen, in about 5 years, that's what it looks like. I want one, or it's too small, or it's too big. And we can recommend a different variety that fits that spec, that part of the landscape for yours. That's one where if you see it out in your neighborhood, take a picture. And then take a picture of in your yard where you think you might want one. Bring those to us. We go, that's perfect. Yeah, great, brilliant. Can I suggest maybe a little bit different one, or this a different color, or look, this is a companion with what's already growing there. We can help you with that kind of stuff. So you don't make a mistake. We can add that designer flair to your landscape instead of just rock, boulder, tree, 3 shrubs, we can actually get some style into your landscape. Be a game changer. Prescott pansies, giant 3-inch flowers, thrive in extreme March gardens.
Large velvety blooms dazzle with radiant colors of blue, violet, yellow, and variations of stripes that look like smiling faces and love being planted in March. The Top 10 Gardener, your source for timely garden advice seasonally correct for the garden, guaranteed to make a difference in your yard this season.